Latinos are one of the biggest groups driving homeownership. Diana Olick spent the morning speaking to some industry heavyweights at the Latitude conference. She joins us now with their details. Julia? I'm sorry, Diana, go ahead, please.
We all look the same. Look, Kelly, as part of the conference, the release of a new report on the state of Hispanic wealth. From the Hispanic Wealth Project with some fascinating stats on Latino home ownership. Now, while it's lower than the overall national rate, Latino home ownership has been growing steadily for the past 5 years. In the last decade, it has made up just over 50% of the net growth in overall home ownership, compared with only 1.5% by non-Hispanic whites. Now, nearly half of Latino renters report saving considerable money during the pandemic with the #1 goal to buy a home, and that's higher than their non-Hispanic counterparts. 40% of Latino renters say they will buy a home in the next 5 years, compared with 33% of non-Hispanic white renters. All of this bodes very well for the nation's home builders, who are pivoting to that entry-level buyer in a big way.
So you combine more savings with the home being more important than it's ever been, and the Latinos' desire to have that piece of their piece of the American dream through home ownership. I think they're just tremendous opportunities for housing in general.
Now, the CEO of Realogy, Ryan Schneider, was also on the panel and said they're working to get more Latino real estate agents licensed. And he noted that Latino investors are much more heavy into real estate than they are the stock market or other investments. Back to you.
Diana, thanks very much and have a great weekend. All right, for more on the Latino home ownership boom and what is driving it, let's bring in Gary Acosta, the CEO and co-founder of the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. He's also the co-founder of Latitude. I guess it was your conference this morning, right, Gary?
That's correct.
Well, congratulations on that. What has been the impediment over the years to bringing more Hispanic, Latino professionals into the business, and how are you trying to change it?
Well, bringing professionals into the business has been a challenge historically, mostly because it's a business that doesn't necessarily align with a lot of Latino skill sets. But as Latinos have become a force in terms of home buying, in terms of their participation as consumers in this space, it has definitely created a great business opportunity for Latino practitioners.
What do you mean it doesn't align with Latino skill sets? I'm curious.
I think historically, Latinos have been involved in different segments of our economy. They've been a big part of our labor force when it comes to construction and different activities like that. The real estate professional business as a realtor or a mortgage originator is something that just wasn't necessarily something that was introduced to them early on, but that's definitely changing.
Mm-hmm. 40% of Latinos plan to buy a home over the next 5 years. This must track then along with the accumulation of wealth in Hispanic Latino communities.
Well, as we know, owning a home is one of the best ways to accumulate wealth for any family, but in the Latino community in particular, it's a tangible asset. We knew Latinos were very interested in participating in home ownership because it created a more stable environment for their family. But we're just starting to learn how Latinos recognize it as an investment opportunity. Our study showed that Latinos are actually 25% more likely to invest in real estate than other segments of the population. That's an extraordinary data point.